Good morning, conference. I want to take this opportunity to welcome our leader, Jeremy Corbyn. It is an honour for this girl from Tottenham to stand here today as your party's Shadow Secretary for International Development. You know, if you stand at the highest point in Tottenham, you can see as far as Haringey Town Hall. On a really clear day, you might just see a glimpse of Hackney. But thankfully, Labour's international vision reaches far wider than what I could see when I was growing up in North London. And it was a world where I discovered that there were people like us, international socialists, people who shared a common belief that together we can make this world a better place. That was a founding principle the creators of our party instilled and still resonates today. And that is why I say to you today, without hesitation, the Labour Party, our party, is the only truly internationalist party in British politics. It was the principles of the Labour Party and the trade union movement that did not stand idly by whilst the children of Soweto were massacred. It was our movement that stood alongside the ANC in the fight against apartheid. And it was a Labour government putting into practice Labour values that delivered the aid and expertise in the aftermath of the devastating 2004 tsunami in Southeast Asia. Today, the values of our party stand in stark contrast to those of the present government. Marching along the corridors of her new Whitehall department, the new Secretary of State for International Development wants to break the humanitarian consensus held by successive governments, a consensus that has helped millions of the most needy around the world for over 2 decades. Priti Patel, the new Development Secretary, has said she wants to bring Tory values to the UK aid programme. I know, it sounds like a bad pitch for a Channel 5 reality show. I can see it now. UK aid being overseen by Philip Green as Ambassador for Ethical Commerce. And Mike Ashley, Special Advisor for Equality and Workers' Rights. Look, the Tories have never been a fan of international aid. Priti Patel even once said that she wanted the department abolished. Labour will never abolish DFID. We will support it and we will expand it. We will help the people in the world who need us the most. No ifs, no buts. Labour is committed to 0.7% of GDP being ring-fenced and exclusively spent on aid. It's non-negotiable. Labour has shown what it can do when it's in government. The principles of aid for us are clear, helping people to live better lives. Take women's economic power. It is essential for sustainable development and achieving the targets set out in the Millennium Development Goals, the goals that Labour signed up to. Women make up more than 50% of the world's population, but 70% of women live in poverty. Women perform 66% of the world's work, produce 50% of the food, but earn 10% of the income. There is no policy for development more effective than giving women power. Two-thirds of the world's women cannot read or write. It was Gordon Brown who made the education of girls and young women a priority. Our aid budget should prioritise investing in education, giving every child the chance to shine. We should invest in health programmes, increasing the life expectancy of millions of the poorest. Good health enables people to live productive lives. Our agenda is to champion equality, end aid dependency, and support self-sufficiency. Labour's vision is an international development department that fights inequalities by expanding freedoms and opportunities, helping people develop their own businesses, contributing to their own local economy. Development leading to independent lives. Aid is an investment in people that delivers real change. And let me be clear, unlike Priti Patel and the Tories, Labour will not turn the aid budget into a bargaining chip for human lives. Labour's values mean making difference globally. Providing aid is only a part of what Labour can do and will offer. For all the money we can use to help people out of poverty, we must also play a role in bringing justice. So a Labour government will be tough on corruption and tough on the receipts of corruption. Each year, billions of dollars are stolen from developing countries through tax evasion. It's larceny on a grand scale that undermines people's futures and the chance of governments to invest. The Tories continue to pay lip service to this issue, whilst doing very little to end it. We cannot call other countries fantastically corrupt when the proceeds of their corruption and tax dodging ends up in British tax havens such as the British Virgin Islands, Jersey and Guernsey. I pledge to you that Labour will tackle international tax evasion that takes the money out of the pockets of the world's poorest and puts it in the wallets of the world's wealthiest. Over the last 3 years, the world has watched in horror the nightly images of refugees fleeing wars. We are witnessing the largest mass exodus since the Second World War. And I would like to pay particular tribute to 2 Labour colleagues who've done so much to hold the Tories to account. Lord Alf Doves is the son of Jewish refugees who fled the Nazis, and he has worked tirelessly to hold the government to account. No, actually, he hasn't worked tirelessly. He has shamed the government by exposing their woefully inadequate response to unaccompanied children. Yvette Cooper has been a constant thorn in the side of Theresa May and the last Prime Minister. She has travelled to Calais on numerous occasions and has been a brilliant ambassador for Labour, and I thank them both. The solution to the refugee crisis lies in working with other partners across the world. We have to address the problem of human trafficking, especially of children. Tens of thousands of child refugees whose parents have been killed in conflict are being shuffled from camps in the Middle East and Europe. Their futures are on hold. Their lives are in limbo. We will abandon the double standards of the Tory approach that gives money to Yemen to build hospitals, while at the same time sells bombs to the Saudis to fire at those same hospitals which were built with UK aid. The Labour Party has a great record on backing development initiatives, which promotes freedom, fairness and equality. There are millions of people who have escaped poverty, helped by a radical, reforming Labour government that invested in education and health. There is a global lesson there. Labour's record on internationalism is unrivalled, and I will fight to keep that reputation for you and our great party. And I thank you.